You know, Arizona is a pretty popular place to hike, so it's no wonder that Arizona Highways magazine made it the focus of their June issue. And this month, you're going to find the top 10 trails all over the state. It's the 5th annual edition, so you know it's good if they keep doing it over and over and over. And today, Editor-in-Chief Robert Steve is here to share a few of the hikes with us and what we need to take with us when we go.
And we keep doing it too because there are so many hikes out there. You know, you just have to keep it going.
Yeah, just in case people thought, oh, well, all they do is just keep republishing the same magazine every year. No,
exactly.
It's all new, it's all improved. And I'm really glad that you brought this whole arena of information for us. I want to get to that in just a little bit because I frankly don't hike.
Yeah,
I've
heard.
So I've heard over the last 5 years, Stephanie. Let's go to Green Mountain Trail first and take a look at a picture of it because this is, I mean, I'm missing out on so much.
Yeah, that's one of the views you see from the trail there. That's down in the Catalina Mountains, down by Tucson. So quick drive, it's a good weekend trip for you. And what's great about that mountain down there is you go from the desert up into the cool pines in a pretty short amount of time, and the Green Mountain Trail is just one of the many trails up there, and that's the view you get.
So as you ascend, the temperatures go down?
Yeah, they definitely do.
Thank goodness, otherwise you might not make it to the top,
No,
right?
the trees get bigger and more beautiful. It's a great summer escape.
Well, speaking of summer escapes, Maxwell Trail is probably another one of those.
Yeah, this is one of the trails a lot of people don't know about. This was off the Mogollon Rim if you go up through Pine and Strawberry up in that direction. And the trail down's only about a mile. It's a pretty easy trail, actually, but I can almost guarantee you won't see anybody else on that trail with you. All the details on how to get there in the magazine. It's pretty easy to get to, and the trail is spectacular. And the payoff is that beautiful creek down at the bottom.
So as we've talked about these two, and we continue through the next three, are there levels of difficulty that you would assign with each one?
Yeah, and we have a mix in the issue. There's some easy and a couple strenuous hikes, but most of the hikes we talk about are moderate. So, you know, if you're in decent shape, you can go out and do those things. There's a lot of things you need to make sure of ahead of time, and, you know, check with your doctor and make sure you're not one of those people who's going to collapse on the trail. But
yeah, especially in the Maxwell Trail, because nobody's going to come and find you.
Exactly, and there's no cell service out there, so you have to be, you know, smart and use some common sense. But
did you hear that audible gasp? No self-service. How about Horton Creek Trail? Does that one have self-service? Because maybe I can go there.
Probably not up there either. Depends on your carrier, maybe. But you will see people on this trail. It's a popular trail off the Mogollon Rim as well. The route follows that creek pretty much all the way up to the top, and it's a moderate hike. You asked about difficulty. That one's doable for most people.
Now this looks totally different. It doesn't even look like it's in Arizona, to be honest.
Yeah, and this is actually, you know, this is a long shot of Humphreys Peak, which if you look at that image, it's off in the top right corner of that image.
Okay.
And it's the highest point in the state, and it is one of the most difficult. This is a strenuous hike, and this is one that...
Have you done this before?
Several times, yeah.
Oh, you're one of those.
Well, you know, I have to write the story, so, you know, I get out there.
Well, with the chief part of your title, that doesn't mean you can delegate that? I mean...
Well, actually, the chief part allows me to just choose to go do that.
There you go, and actually get paid for it. Well, let's kind of settle in on West Fork Oak Creek.
Yeah.
So that's probably, again, the Oak Creek area.
Yep, and it's the most popular trail in the Coconino National Forest. You won't be alone on this trail, but it follows Oak Creek. There's water in there all year round. You've got the trees and the red rocks. Easy to get to right up through Oak Creek Canyon. So if you've never done a hike before, that's a great one to start with.
Okay, so that's where I would start, but I
Mm-hmm.
also, like, do you have to have hiking shoes? Because I don't have those, and I know a lot of people don't.
You know, it depends. Day hiking, you know, the degree of shoes depends on how heavy of a pack you're carrying. So, you know, a day hike like that, if you're just carrying something like a Camelback or something, you can get away with, you know, trail runners or something. But
and this is essentially just a backpack that you can put a little bit of stuff in here, and it's got your little water pack in here.
Yeah, it's got a water.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it fits right in there neatly. This is the folks at REI have all this stuff set up, so they can sort of give you specifics. But you know, in the issue, we do talk about some of the basic things to take along, and some of it's obvious. You know to take water.
First aid kit.
First aid kit. You know, that's pretty compact. Doesn't weigh very much.
What's this?
Those are matches, believe it or not, and I would strongly encourage you to be very careful about lighting matches out in the forest this time of year. But you know, if you found yourself in a situation, you know, where you had to save yourself, but the compass is a good one. This is, you know, a lot of people have GPS devices, whether it's on their phone or an actual GPS, and those are great to have along. But an old-fashioned compass is actually a must because batteries die on your GPS and things. So you know, have the folks at REI steer you in the right direction. And that's another thing people don't think about.
Old school.
Yeah, if you get lost and you're calling out for help, you know, that Maxwell Trail, I mean, you're going to be yelling for hours and days maybe, and you're going to lose your voice. A whistle is a much more effective way to get somebody's attention. you know, you're not going to probably run into bears, but it might scare a bear off too.
Oh,
if
geez.
you're
Now, between those visions of what was that movie that came out about a year ago about that, I think it was a Tucson hiker that like fell between this crevice?
Yeah, where he had to saw his arm off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had visions of that, and then when he's talked about bears, I think I'm sticking to the day hike.
All of our trails in here are well maintained. There's nothing remote here, so you know, as long as you stay on the trail, you're safe. But Arizona does afford a lot of opportunities to do much more intense stuff. But this is pretty basic.
On my bucket list, I will go to the top of, was it Humphrey?
Humphreys Peak. Yeah.
Is that the type?
Yeah, put it on your list.
Okay, but you have to be my tour guide.
I'm happy to take it. We'll take the whistle just in
We'll
case.
take the whistle and maybe even the matches. All right, our June issue of Arizona Highways Magazine is on newsstands right now. Make sure you pick one up, or you can head to SonoraLiving.com to find out how to subscribe. My personal recommendation is the latter, of course.